Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to the weekly market update live stream. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe to it. We recently reached the $2,000 mark. So, really happy that you guys are enjoying the content. But once again, if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to like the live stream as you join in. If you're not following me over Twitter, 𝗟𝘅𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, this is my Twitter handle. Make sure to follow me over Twitter. Let me show you my Twitter account as well. This is my Twitter account, 𝗟𝘅𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. This is my Twitter handle. I occasionally post calls, updates, market updates, and everything over my Twitter account as well. So make sure that if you are not a part of Discord server or if you're not a premium member, you can always join in the Discord server. Finally, if you would like to receive more organized updates and calls, $2,000 mark. No, no, 2,000. It's just because when you are a trader, you cannot really think of anything else. Not $2,000 mark. It's $2,000, 2,000 subscribers. I just cannot get away with that. Okay, so if you're not following me over Twitter, 𝗟𝘅𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, this is my Twitter handle. But if you would like to receive more organized updates and calls, you can always join in the Discord server. Sorry about the $2,000 mark thing. You can always join the Discord server. The link you can find in the description of this video. All right, let's start the live stream, and I would try my best to keep it as short as possible because I have been told by many of you people that the content it's sometimes repetitive, and it's just best to keep the market update a bit short. Yeah, 2,000 subscribers, it's an amazing work. Although we do just one live stream per week, but still it's a good thing we reached this 2,000 subscribers mark just in 1 year or so. So that's a good thing. And once we start uploading more educational content over the YouTube channel, I guess we would easily get to the 10,000 subscribers mark. There is a question, Sherlock, are we taking more longs today? Market is looking good again finally. Yes, we already have two long positions open. One is on Arrow and the second one is on 𝗍𝗍𝗍, the second one that we opened just a few hours ago. And you can see that I have all of these coins added into my watch list, and almost all of these coins are breaking above the resistance levels. DYMQTUM, DYDX, WUSDT, this one we are already in. Second is Arrow. Arrow is just right now at resistance, waiting for the reclaim of this level. Once the reclaim happens, we would take some profits off our position, and then we would simply just, wait for price to give a breakout. VIF also is looking good. I actually hate this coin, but still, it's looking good. Maybe we can buy in spot. Magic, Alice, ARK. So all of these altcoins, they are looking good right now. And yeah, once we de-risk one of the positions that we have open, I would definitely look to add one more long positions. And yes, we are looking for long positions, we are not looking for short positions. And I would tell you what exactly is the reason for that. 107,000 is a big resistance for Bitcoin right now is at resistance. 106,000, this is the resistance for Bitcoin. So let's just start this live stream, and I would be taking the questions also. If you have any questions, you can always drop in the chat box. So let's start with the USDT dominance chart. My initial expectation just yesterday was that we would have a move towards upside once we reclaim this level right here. Although we did reclaim this level, we had a small bounce at this level, then there was the second bounce, and then the news came in that the tariffs, they have been paused once again for I guess 60 days, 90 days. I don't have the exact figure with me, but the news came in yesterday that the tariffs once again have been paused. I was in this live stream in one of the Discord servers almost like a month ago, and the other host, he did not agree with me over this thing, but I was saying that it's 90 days for now, then it's going to be 180 days, and then it would be 360 days. Because, the reason is because, it's not really easy for a trade deal to be reached in such a short period, right? And the initial deadline was for, I guess, July 9th, and once again the deadline was extended. So the Trump administration so far is just continuing to extend the deadlines, which basically shows you that there was no initial planning at their end, and they were basically relying uh, on the fact that once they would threaten the other nations with these tariffs, they would easily give up, and they would easily be able to negotiate a trade deal. But anyways, so far the only prominent country that US has reached a trade deal with is UK. They are constantly negotiating with Japan, they are constantly negotiating with India, South Korea, and a few other nations also, with China also. And one of the main reasons that I actually closed my short positions this morning, and I was initially very confident about this short position. The reason being that we had a very nice inverse head and shoulder chart pattern. By the way, this inverse head and shoulder chart pattern has not been invalidated as of yet. This inverse head and shoulder chart pattern is still in play. There is still a possibility that we may have a breakout towards upside. The neckline is just being retested, because this inverse head and shoulder chart pattern would be much more visible to you if you are looking on the daily time frame chart. And we know that the inverse head and shoulder chart pattern, it's a very strong reversal sign, it's a very strong bullish reversal sign. After the formation of this pattern, you will be expecting the price to move towards upside. But so far, we just had a small retest of this neckline, which was not just a region of the neckline, but also was a region of the ELD VWAP. So if I show you some of these dynamic lines, you can see that this red line right here is basically the ELD VWAP on the daily time frame chart. So we had reclaimed this level after after multiple rejections, after multiple days of rejections at this level, we had finally reclaimed this level. And I was expecting that price would be holding above this level for at least a few days, but obviously that did not happen, and the reason was TVEM ban. I will be talking about that part later on. But the main reason I actually closed my short position was because first, the news came in yesterday was about the tariffs pause. There has been another pause, and secondly, there has been a statement by the White House saying that there is going to be a call between the Chinese president and Trump, right? So there is going to be a call this week between the President Xi and President Trump. So there is a high likelihood that market is going to react positively to that news. Market already is reacting positively to that news. It was reported this morning that there is going to be a call this week. Both the sides have repeatedly said that there is a possibility of a call, but first time in a while we are hearing that at a proper date or a proper timeline has been given. So there is going to be a call between the leaders of these two nations. So there is a possibility that market would be reacting very positively to this news, and that is why I thought it would be a good idea to just close a short position. And that was in fact a very good idea, because we closed a short position at 105,000, and we are already trading very close to 107,000, which was basically a stop loss for the short position. So yeah, I was initially very comfortable with my short position for as long as we had no such news, for as long as USDT dominance was trading above this level. But now that USDT dominance once again had a break below this level, this would simply just be considered as a deviation move. Looking at the daily time frame chart, not on the 4-hour time frame chart, because on the 4-hour time frame we did have a bounce. We did have the first bounce, we did have the second bounce, and then finally we had a break below. And whenever this retest happens, that would be another great opportunity to get into a long position on Bitcoin. When we talk about the dynamic levels, we had the 1-day ELD VWAP somewhere around here, and then we just had a small bounce at this 1-day 12 period exponential moving average. And in fact, we are still retesting this 1-day 12 period exponential moving average. This 4-hour candle has not closed. 31 minutes till this candle closes. but you would have to wait for a few more candle closes to find out what exactly is going to happen. In terms of 1 day 12 period exponential moving average, if we just continue to consolidate, if we just continue to trade below this yellow line, which is 1 day 12 period exponential moving average, and there is a possibility that we would go lower, because this is a very important dynamic line. This is a very important level, right? We have talked about this level over and over again. So right now, looking at the USDT dominance chart, I have been a little bit disappointed, but anyways, we had a short position, we closed it break even, that's fine. Now we are in 2 long positions, and that was a very good idea to at least have 1 long position open, and now we have 2 long positions open, and both of these long positions are doing great. And just to give you a small update, as soon as the live stream ends, I would be giving another long position, because as soon as the live stream ends, I would simply just move my stop loss to break even for arrow, and I'm not going to take any TP off the arrow position. I would simply just move stop loss to break even, because this is still at resistance. So until and unless the resistance gets reclaimed, I'm not going to take any TP. I would at least wait for price. You can see that I already have an alert set around here. So as soon as price hits this yellow line, which is 1 day 12 period exponential moving average on the arrow chart, that's when I would be simply just moving my stop loss to break even. Price is still, that would be around a 9% move. You can see that price is still struggling to break above this resistance level. But the good thing is that we had first rejection, then we had second small rejection. And historically speaking, back on Sunday, I had the choice of opening, one of these. I had the choice to open a long position on, one of these meme coins as well. Boom, it was looking really good. SPX was looking really good. Some of these other coins were looking really, really good. But still, I went with, arrow, because at that time, this coin on daily was looking really great. We had a nice candle close on the daily time frame chart, and the overall chart was looking good because it was retesting this daily time frame support level. I had the choice to open long position on DOT, which was also retesting the higher time frame support. Same was the case with NEAR, same was the case with Boom, same was the case with some of these other coins like SPX as well. But I still wanted to go with arrow, because it was retesting an important daily time frame support. This was on the daily time frame chart. This was the first retest of the support. The daily time frame candle close was looking really good. So that's why I'm still confident that it can, once this resistance level. The only problem with this call was this resistance level. And in my recent update, in my last update that I shared almost an hour or 2 ago, I did mention that this resistance level, it was indeed taken into account while I was sharing the call. So I was aware that there is this resistance level, and there is a possibility that price would be reacting at this resistance level. But still, because this is a daily time frame support, and a daily time frame support was looking really good, so I thought it would be a good idea to have at least 1 long position open. Now there is this another very important question that I would like to answer. Many people almost 48 hours ago were asking me, 24 to 48 hours ago, were asking me that why do you have 1 long position open on one of these altcoins, and then you have another short position open on Bitcoin. I just wanted to manage some risk, because if you look at the USDT dominance chart just 24 hours ago, the main anticipation was that it's going to make a big bounce at this horizontal support level. It was support, and now it's acting as a resistance level. The only problem 24 hours ago was this TVEM band. So you can see that TVEM band, if I just turn off the rest of these dynamic lines, you can see that price on the USDT dominance chart almost always react as TVM band, right? We had rejections at TVM band, then we had a break above TVM band, then we had a bounce at this TVM band. So in short, the first retest at the TVM band, in almost all of the cases on the USDT dominance chart, it's not just about the USDT dominance chart. Honestly speaking, it's just the same with the rest of these other charts also. The first retest of TVEM band is usually almost always a successful one, right? So same was the case here. We had a break below the TVEM band. This was the first retest, and this is the reason why I was just a little bit skeptical that we should have at least 1 long position open, so that if price ends up getting rejected at the TVM band, we are able to manage some risk. And this is exactly what happened. At the end of the day, we had rejection at the TVEM band. Although price was sitting at this horizontal support, although price was sitting at the 1-day 12-period exponential moving average and the 1-day YVWAP, but still, we ended up having a massive rejection at this TVEM band. And, if you look at these previous cases also, if you look at these previous cases also, you wouldn't really have to apply any other dynamic line like 1-day 12-period exponential moving average, quarterly, yearly VWAP. You can simply just trade on the basis of TVEM band. And by the way, if you do not have access to TVEM band, you can always join the Discord server and open a support ticket, and the script to TVEM band would be provided to you. So, once again, to answer the question, why did we have one long position open and one short position open? The short position we did open because at that time price was trying to reclaim this level right here, and there was an expectation that at some point in time price would be able to break above this TVEM band because it was trading above the YVWAP level, because it was trading above 1-day 12-period exponential moving average, and it did take us quite some time to break above this level. And then there was this inverse head and shoulder chart pattern also. We are still not out of the danger zone if you consider the long positions, but still, this was the initial expectation that price would be making a move upside and would go all the way up to 4.92%. The long position, obviously, because I wanted to manage the risk. And if you would take a look at the others.d chart, I have been talking about this support level for quite some time. You can see that this support level has not been retested since, if we go back in time, what was the last time we retested this support? Okay, so we retested this support last time back in January 2021. So, I once again was, as soon as I saw price retesting this support, once again, the expectation was that looking at the others.d chart, that the altcoins, they are going to make a move. And most of these altcoins, they were looking really good. I just gave you a few examples: Boom, Near, Dot, 𝗟R𝘁𝗲. This is the one that we took a long position on. Some of these other coins also, they were looking really good, back on Sunday. So I had to choose at least one coin to go long on because I could not, it was not possible for me to have like 2-3 long positions open at the same time because of how, USDT dominance chart was looking like. But anyways, we still did open one long position and then we closed our short position on Bitcoin break even. That was a very good decision. And so this is why I had one long position open on one of these altcoins, because looking at the others.d chart, the expectation once again was that, the altcoins, they would definitely be making a move. And looking at the USDT dominance chart, the expectation was that there is going to be a move towards upside on the USDT dominance chart, which would obviously result in price on the Bitcoin chart going down. So I did not have any clear external bias 2 days ago. So that's why I had one long position open and one short position open. It was a safe bet to have long position open on altcoins, because even if Bitcoin had gone down, even if Bitcoin had gone down to 101K, 100K, 98K, the altcoins, they would have remained stable. Obviously, because others.d chart, it was sitting at a very important critical support that has not been retested since 2021. So that's why it was a good idea to open long positions, right? I would be showing you what exactly is my expectations about about the others.d chart next, because it's headed towards this resistance level. This is a very important resistance. But yeah, anyways, let's first of all talk about the USDT dominance chart. So now that the rejection has happened at the TVEM band, this is the first rejection, by the way. We have seen this happen in the past, that price would, it would take multiple attempts for price to break above the TVEM band. So it's a good thing that now not only we are trading below the TVEM band, but we are also trading below the 1-day YVWAP. It took us quite some time to break above this level, but now this is simply just turned into a daily time frame deviation, which is a good thing. We are still trading above 1-day 12-period exponential moving average, but if things just continue to go like this, if there happens to be a call between these two leaders, then obviously you are going to have an impact in the market, and you're going to have some positive impact, which would ultimately result in my opinion, Bitcoin going above 112,000. This is going to be really big news. And what exactly we are waiting for? We would be opening a long position on Bitcoin once this level gets retested. On the 4-hour time frame chart, just like I explained, on the 4-hour time frame chart, you did not have any kind of deviation. This was still a retest. This was still a successful retest. A small bounce happened, then there was another bounce that happened, and then finally we had a rejection below. We had a break below this level. So whenever price goes back up to retest this level once again, 4.67%, that's where our alerts are set. So that's where we would be opening a long position on Bitcoin. But it obviously depends on how price reacts at this level, or it really depends on if we close a few 4-hour candles below this level or not. So it's very important that we get to see a few more 4-hour candle closes below this level, and then this would simply just be considered as a consolidation thing, and we would simply just wait for price to go back up, give a retest at this level, and that's where we are going to open a long position on Bitcoin. Obviously we cannot open a short position on USDT dominance, but yeah, if you could do that, you would open a short on USDT dominance and a long on the Bitcoin chart. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, we are still trading at the 106,000. It's a very important level, by the way. We have not retested the quarterly VWAP on the 4-hour time frame chart, and by the way, on the USDT dominance chart also, the 4-hour quarterly VWAP has not been retested. We are still retesting the 1-day 12-period exponential moving average. But if we shift our focus only towards the Bitcoin chart, then you can see that this was a long position. This was a short position that we closed break even. Once again, was a very good decision. 1-day 12-period exponential moving average, we had a rejection at 1-day 12-period exponential moving average just last night, and that's when we at the rejection closed our short position break even. This quarterly VWAP has not been retested. I need not to give another lecture about the importance of the quarterly and the yearly VWAP, but we all know that this is a very important dynamic line. Price just continued to trade above this line for at least 1 or 2 months, and then finally we had a break below this level. And whenever the first retest of the quarterly VWAP happens, it still is going to be a big thing. But anyways, if you just focus, apart from these dynamic lines, if you shift your focus towards these horizontal levels, then we are still not out of the danger zone in terms of the Bitcoin chart for as long as we are trading below this level. So you would need to see something like this. You would wait to see something like this, in which price would break above, and then it would consolidate a little bit, and then it would go back down to retest this as a support. And this is going to be a good long position, in my opinion. If we talk about the trend lines, then we do not really have a solid trend line. We had this one, where we had the first rejection, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So at least the good part is that Bitcoin has this descending trend line. So at some point in time, it's not a very strong one, although, but at some point in time, you are going to see, whenever you have so many important confluences, lined up like this. For example, in this case, you have 1-day 12-period exponential moving average, you have quarterly VWAP, then you have this horizontal resistance also. Then in those cases, this trend line, it wouldn't really be that important, right? But still, if a break happens, it's going to be an impulsive break, and so far this is what's happening. And I would like to mention once again that if a call happens between these two leaders this week, as it has been stated by the White House officials, then it's going to be a big thing, and you would definitely see a big candle on the Bitcoin chart as well. So this is the update in terms of the USDT dominance chart and the Bitcoin chart. As promised at the very beginning of the live stream, I am not going to stretch the update like we used to do during the previous live streams. I would try my best to keep it as concise and as short as possible. In the next live streams also, we will be focusing more on chart requests and taking the questions. If we take a look at the others.d chart, we had a bounce. We had a nice bounce at this level, but we are headed at this resistance level, which is at 7.83%. That's where I would be slightly cautious about opening any long positions. A good point where you can open long positions, you can see that I already have an alert set around here. This was a very important level. We had the first bounce at this level, the second one, third one. Finally, we had a break below this level. Then we came back up, gave a bearish retest at this level. There was a small rejection that happened, and then we had a break above. So whenever the retest of this level happens, it's going to be a very good opportunity to build some long positions wherever Bitcoin is. So if you open any long position right now, there is going to be definitely some risk associated with those positions, with those long positions. If you are looking for short positions, I would suggest opening any short positions, although short positions, they are not really my priority right now, because just like I said, market is being completely driven by fundamentals right now, and not completely by the charts. So it's very difficult to predict the next moves solely based on what's happening on the charts. It's a best idea, it's a good idea to not just focus on the charts, but also look at whatever is happening in terms of macroeconomic news events. So if you're looking for, ideally speaking, in an ideal world, if you would like to open any short positions on any of these altcoins, you would wait for others.d to get back up to this resistance level, and that's where you can try a few short positions. But I'm not really going to open any short positions, honestly speaking. We are trading very close to 1-day 12-period exponential moving average and quarterly VWAP. That's why opening any long position right now is going to be a bit risky. But still, an ideal case scenario is going to be in which others.d would go back down to this level right here, this support level right here, and that's where you can try opening long positions. And that's where we would also open a few long positions, right? Or if the reclaim of this level happens, right? If I show you the second chart for others dominance, we had a break below the higher time frame support, but it's a good idea that we are finally reclaiming this level. So I was a little bit scared back on Sunday when I saw others.d, others dominance breaking below this very important support level. This was not just a break below the horizontal support, but also break below the 4-hour ELD VWAP. And by the way, we are trading on the others dominance chart. We are trading close to 1-day 12-period exponential moving average. So once again, just be a little bit careful with with any random long positions until and unless you believe that a coin that you are trading is really strong. You need to just really avoid any long positions, any random long positions. And that's why I just showed you my watch list as well. We have all of these long positions that are looking good, all of these coins that are looking good, but still I would be a bit cautious with with any long positions. That the ones that I'm opening, they need to be on strong coins, relatively strong coins. Wow, with just made a move. This is already 5% up. I actually hate this coin because I did not have a good experience with this coin almost 2-3 weeks ago. But yeah, this was a good breakout. That it was looking really good. So yeah, the breakout had to happen. It's happening anyways. So in terms of others dominance chart, it's a good thing that this move turned out to be a deviation. We just had a break. We just had a break below this level. Then a small retest happened, just a few retests, and on the daily time frame chart, it would definitely look like a deviation. But you would have to wait for a few more 4-hour candle closes, and then you can start jumping into any long positions. But it's a good thing. A few more 4-hour candle closes above this level, that's going to be your signal to go long on altcoins. And this chart is looking really good. If we talk about this trend line, we have a very important trend line on this chart, a very important descending trend line on this chart, which is still in play. It would take some time, I believe, towards the end of June, we are definitely going to see a break above this trend line, which is going to be ultimately bullish for altcoins, right? Same is the case with total 2 and total 3 charts as well. Both of these charts, they were almost about to break below these levels. Total 3 almost had a break below, but total 2, it just gave a retest. This turned out to be a deviation. You can see that I already have the alert set. So whenever this retest happens on the total 2 chart, since this was a deviation, this retest is going to be a very good opportunity for you to build any long position. So overall, we are looking really good. I'm less focused on the Bitcoin chart right now, more on altcoins, because altcoins are looking really good. 24 hours ago, the situation was entirely different when we were trading below this level, but now the situation is looking absolutely good in terms of macroeconomic news events, in terms of fundamentals, and in terms of charts also, because this turned out to be a deviation. So whenever this retest happens on the total 2 chart, whenever the retest happens on the total 3 chart, this retest right here, let's set an alert. Whenever we get a similar kind of retest on the others.d chart also, it's going to provide a very good opportunity to get into a few long positions, right? Now over to you guys. If you have any questions, please make sure to drop in the chat box. Make sure that the questions that you are asking are not only related to calls, but some general questions related to strategy or some any other thing. Sherlock, are you looking to open more long positions after the stream today? Yes, Divine249. This is the idea. I will be looking for one more long position. VIF was looking really good, but that, this one already has gone up almost 4%, 5%. So I'm not going to chase VIF. I would simply just wait for, it's a good thing actually, because I'm not really comfortable trading the breakouts always. I usually wait for the retest. So in this case, since the breakout has happened, we did not catch the breakout. It's a good thing. I'm fine with that. I would simply just wait for the retest of this level, and that's where I would get into the long position. But that's not a coin that I usually enjoy trading. I have a few other coins that I'm looking at. QTUM, you can see that this one is also already breaking above the resistance level. DYM also, DYDX also. W, this one is also looking good. These two we are already in. So yeah, overall we have multiple choices. And almost all of these coins are looking good. But we just have to be a bit careful, because 1-day 12-period exponential moving average is still acting as a support on the USDT dominance chart, and the total 3 charts, we are still trading very close to 1-day 12-period exponential moving average. Same is the case with others.d. So we need not to rush any positions right now. We have to open, and once we de-risk those positions, I would be much more comfortable opening any other long position, right? But still, I believe I would give one more long position as soon as the live stream ends. If we were not able to close it in time, should we stay in it or get out now? The BTC short. It depends on your entry point. You can de-risk 𝗏, I think. Yeah, we can move stop loss to break even on 𝗏. But I'm still actually waiting for price to reclaim this level, because I really don't want to get stopped break even on this trade. The overall trade is looking good, but we are still trading at the resistance level. So I believe I would wait a little bit. I would wait for 1 or 2 more 4-hour candle closes to happen above this level, and once that happens, that's when I would simply just de-risk 𝗏, and I would get into one more long position, right? Forever, this one would take some time, because it just gave a breakout, so there could be a retest as well, and it's staying very close to 1-day 12-period exponential moving average and 4-hour quarterly VWAP. This is where this next small resistance level is. So for this one, I would definitely wait, and for 𝗏, I would de-risk once there are any signs that price now is not going to get back to our entry point, because like I said, I don't want to get stopped break even on that trade. VIF has already started making moves, and wow, already 6% up. Okay, so 105,000 is your entry point, almost tweak. Well, you had every opportunity to close the position at break even, because I believe I asked you guys to close the position at the entry point this morning, and you still had like few hours to close it break even. But your entry, if it's possible, you can DCA at this point, because we are still trading at the resistance level. So try to bring your entry point close to 105,000 or 106,000, because right now this is the resistance level, and once we reclaim this resistance, that's when things would change altogether, and you may have a move towards upside. We have this trend line that I just mentioned to you. We are still trading below this trend line. but once a breakout happens, you can easily have a move up to 110,000, right? Any coins you would recommend I take a long in? You should be sticking with the ones that I am giving. You should stick to the ones that are being given by any analysts, because if you're doing it on your own, you may simply just be taking into account one factor, and this isn't really the case in real time. Markets, there are so many different variables that you would have to take into account. So it's best just to stick to the analyst professionals, who are looking at these charts almost every single day. And I just showed you a couple of different charts. I gave you the example that this weekend I had a choice to go long on any of these coins. I gave you, like, 4 or 5 different coins, but still I had to make a choice, to go with Arrow. Although Boom was looking really good, Book of Meme, that coin was looking really good. That did end up giving almost an 8% move. SPX was looking really good. That coin did end up giving a 14% to 16% move. And finally, there was this another coin that I was about to go long on, but the market cap was very small. Ponk. So this one, you can see that this trade I was about to take back on Sunday, you can see that it already made a 16% move. But because of the market cap, because you guys complain sometimes about the market cap thing, so that's why I did not give this setup, this trade. But yeah, I had to go with Arrow. Sometimes you have to make these choices. Crypto makers is saying, requesting a one single video or live from long time in which you choose any coin and chart it from A to Z with using all the confluences and indicators, so we can see how you go from A to Z. Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. In fact, I would do this in the next live stream. I'm not going to have a separate video for that. It's not something which is super difficult. I would do this in the next live stream. Please make sure to remind me. Can I ask, do you recommend a prop firm which is one? Okay, so I don't really have uh any huge experience with these prop firms. The only one that I have tried so far is Breakout, and I had a small $10,000 account with them. I took some withdrawals, almost like 7 to 8, and then I completely stopped using that account. I have not logged into my account because they delisted almost 70 to 80% of the coins. But people usually have been talking about this prop firm called Crypto CFT, I guess it's called, and there have been a few others also. Hyro Trader is quite popular. Breakout is quite famous, and then you have CFT also, Crypto Funded Trader, and then there are a few others as well. I don't really have any kind of experience with these prop firms. I was about to do a partnership with one of these firms. Uh, one of our analysts is already partnered with them. I was about to do a partnership, but yeah, unless I do a partnership with them, unless I have all the details, I cannot give you a definite answer to the question. I The only prop firm I have experience with is Breakout, and it was good. The order execution and the rest of the things, they were not really good. I had a very small account of $10,000. I was not even using it regularly. I was just doing some testing, and I took a few withdrawals from that account. I guess I did withdraw almost like $2,000 or $3,000 in total. But yeah, overall it was a nice experience. Breakout looks like it's made in 1950s. Yeah, exactly, Silent. This is what I have been wondering about. Uh, the people who established this prop firm, they are quite famous in the industry, and they are quite big names, and they have been investing a lot into the company. They have been investing a lot into doing the marketing and everything. Their profit ratio is really good, 70/30. I had a talk with them, with one of their managers. I had a discussion with one of the managers, and he told me their profit ratio is 70/30. Their profit margin is 70/30, which means in any case, and mind you, they have been processing withdrawals worth 100K 80,000, 90,000, 70,000 regularly, right? So still they have a profit margin of 70%. So you can imagine how profitable this business is. And I guess I did talk about this in one of the previous live streams also, that, the reason why you would see every other successful trader, especially in forex, open these prop firms, is because it's a very, very profitable business. Very profitable business. If you are giving huge withdrawals, if you are giving withdrawals on regular basis, even then it's a 70-30 profit margin, right? You have a 70% profit margin, which is a huge one in my opinion. So yeah, what is the amount you first started trading with? My first account was worth $1,000. I had almost $1,000 in my account back in 2017. And yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, I had $1,000 in my account. I first started trading with $1,000, and I believe at that time I was making $20, $25 uh, each one of these trades. There used to be a lot of Telegram channels back in those days, 2018, 2017, and almost all of these crypto related channels and groups back in those days were on Telegram uh, during the COVID days, I guess. And yeah, I started with $1,000. Are you watching Solana? Only if it reclaims $180 level, or if it goes back down to $120. 𝗍𝗃𝗃𝗃. Yeah, that coin went down almost 50%. So that's why, there is always a risk when you are trading very, very small market cap coins. And I usually avoid trading the coins that already have made huge moves. ZBCN is one example. That coin is already up almost 2x in the past few days, and I guess it's already down as well. Yeah, you should avoid trading these kind of coins. Everyone here from Discord. Yeah, most of you guys don't even know that all of these scam crypto related channels, they exist on Telegram. I believe only 1% of crypto related channels and groups and servers exist on Discord. 99% of the shit is always happening on Telegram. And back in those days, there used to be bots and all that stuff. You could simply just automate all of those signals. And I remember there were Telegram channels who used to share, a long call on one of these coins in one channel and a short call in the other channel. So if the long would go profitable, they would say that, look, we made profits in that channel. And if the short would go profitable, they would say, look, we made profits in the other channel. So that's how things used to happen back in those days. Yeah, 𝗍𝗃𝗃 did an OM-like move. So then logically one can be profitable and successful using prop firms to trade analyst calls. Yes, if you are managing your risk, although I believe it's much more difficult to manage your risk while you're using a prop firm, because you see the prop firm model has been designed in a way that you lose the maximum amount of times. Okay. So, I was looking at the stats. Only less than 1% of the people go past the funding stage, and less than 1% of people who buy these challenges from prop firms, they actually are profitable, right? So you can look at the numbers. So let's suppose you have 100 people buying accounts from you, and you have to give withdrawal only to 0.1% or 0.2% people. And I'm giving you the actual stats. I can share the numbers with you guys. So it's this is the reason why most of these famous traders out there, most of these famous influencers, they would rush to open these companies, these prop firm companies. So yeah, prop firms. So because it's a very profitable business if you are someone who is running these prop firms. But if you are someone who is using these prop firms to make profitable trades or to be profitable, then you are in a much more difficult spot, in my opinion. Chart is very noisy. I do not like the noisy charts. Yeah, with Solana, the one position that I had was at $122. We got a front run on that position. But yeah, sometimes there are charts that you just don't like trading. And Solana for me is one of those charts that I absolutely don't like trading. It's not like I had a bad track record with that coin. It's simply just that I don't like, I just don't like the chart. It's not like Solana would give respect to the support and resistance levels that you draw 100% of the times, and that's why I just don't like trading the chart. No matter how many times you would like to avoid this thing, but sometimes you would have some sort of emotional association with one of those with almost all of these charts. Although a lot many people admit saying that we don't have any kind of emotional association. It's just it's just a chart for us. It's just Solana or any other pair for us. But intentionally or unintentionally, you would always have some kind of emotional association with one of these coins. Loan me $1 million. Yeah, sure, I would do that. But I don't have $1 million. Okay, so guys, uh this is the market update for today, and I would be sharing a few update in my channels also. How possible is it to be full-time trader from beginner to? Now that's a very interesting question, and I honestly would like to respond to it in detail. It's not very easy, and it depends on a lot of different variables. I mean, if you are someone who is just 17, 18 years old and you do not have the responsibility of your family, you don't have full-time education, and you do not have the baggage of other responsibilities, then it would be a lot more easier for you. But if you are someone who is carrying a lot of responsibilities, then it could be a very difficult thing for you. But being a full-time trader, it's not just about the responsibilities, in my opinion, but it's just with the with the headache that you get looking at these charts almost every single day. Because you see, with almost all of these other professions, if you are in a 9 to 5 job, you would be trained to do a certain task, you would be trained to do a certain thing, and you would have to simply just keep on doing that over and over again, and you would be paid for doing so, right? But whenever you are trading these financial markets, when you are a full-time trader, it's a new challenge every single day. So no matter if you have 20 winning trades in a row, you may still have 10 losing trades soon after that in a row. And this is the most difficult part about being a full-time trader, that every single day you have to face a new challenge. Every single day you have to wake up and you have to make the same amount of effort. It's not like if you have 10 years of experience, 5 years of experience, things would become a lot more easier for you. Certainly things would get somewhat easier for you in comparison to someone who is an absolute beginner, but still, every single day it's a new challenge. Every single day you have to wake up, look at these charts, and make these decisions. So because a lot of decision making is involved, in my opinion, that is why I believe the trading is emotionally draining. It's mentally stressing for a lot many people. Same is the case with me. I would not say that it's not something which emotionally drains me. Obviously it takes up almost all of your day. You don't get enough time to do any other thing. So that's why it's a very difficult thing if you are a full-time trader. I wouldn't say it's an easy thing. And if you are thinking about becoming a full-time trader, then you should consider almost all of these different things, right? Almost all of these different variables you would have to take into account. Trust me with this, once you become a profitable trader, it no longer is about money, right? You would be making $1 million, you would be making $3 million every single year, and you would still have to go through the same process. You would have to just be looking at almost all of these things the same way. You would have to be facing all of these challenges the same way. You would have to be facing the same difficulty level, right? And you would, at some point in time, you would, no longer find peace if you are making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I don't really know if it's the same thing with the other professions also, that if it no longer is about money, it no longer about is it no longer is about how much profitable you are in other businesses or in other professions also, because I don't really have any experience with those professions. But with trading, certainly, I can tell you that there is never really a sense of fulfillment, right? There is never really a sense that, okay, this is enough for me and I need to stop. I have made 100K and I need to stop. I have made 200K in a month and now I just need to stop and I need to take a break. Let's just go out and chill for a day or two. No, with trading, uh you have 5 winning trades in a row, and then suddenly you are an overconfident person. You have 5 losing trades in a row, and then you have a completely different challenge where you are sometimes revenge trading, where sometimes you are completely discouraged. You feel those depressing phases. Sometimes you are about to enter into a setup and you just wait for a 0.5%, 0.6% move. You wait for price to go back to your entry point, and then it just out of nowhere makes that 20%, 30% move. And you try to think how much profit you could have made if you had just entered into that trade straight away. Sometimes you get into a call which is looking really good, and something extraordinary happens, in terms of macroeconomic news events, in terms of fundamentals, and you literally just look at these charts and you think, what exactly went wrong here? I was doing everything right. How exactly did I lose money? So I don't really think that becoming a profitable trader would save you from all of these things, would save you all from all of these mental challenges or anything. And I can tell you this thing, I'm a profitable trader, and I can tell you that almost every single day you would have to go through almost all of these challenges. It would never really become easier for you. It's only going to get more and more and more difficult. And you know once we start trading, the only motive usually is to have as much money as possible, right? To make as much money as possible. But once you actually become a profitable trader, the only goal that you have, or the only motivational thing which is there for you, which is in most of the cases becoming profitable or to get as much money as possible, once it starts fading away, that's when it becomes a lot more difficult for you, right? That's when it comes to your ego. That's when it comes to a few other things. That's when you start becoming a bit more sensitive, uh, to whatever is happening in the markets in terms of your calls also. But overall, it's a difficult thing in my opinion. How do you spend your weekends? Looking at the charts, most of the times I try my best to take a break. Even this weekend also, I tried my best to take some time away from the charts, but when you are a full-time trader, you just cannot do that. You just cannot do that. It becomes very difficult for you. Just 24 hours of break, would simply just cost you a lot in most of the cases. Do you sometimes get bored out of the charts? Yes, it happens quite a lot of times. I don't really think that, the second part of your question says that when you no longer want to look at them. No, I don't really think I have ever faced a moment, I have ever seen a moment where I did not want to look at these charts, because, this is what I really do, right? Sometimes you feel like you just cannot look at any other thing, even when you are doing any other thing, even when you're talking to someone, even when you are simply just, having a walk, even when you are just watching a movie. You just cannot uh, divert your mind away from these charts. You would always be thinking about the charts almost all of the time. And this is the most difficult thing about trading, in my opinion, that it takes a lot of takes a lot of your attention. And just at the start of the live stream, Silent mentioned this thing unintentionally. I was talking about reaching 2000 subscribers, and I did not even know that I mentioned $2,000 price level, right? So this is what happens to you, right? No matter what you're talking about, no matter who you are talking to, no matter what the subject of the discussion is, you would almost all of the time be thinking about these price levels. You would almost all of the time be thinking about trading and all of that stuff. And sometimes it gets very difficult. Do you believe we will have an altcoin season soon? I honestly don't exactly know what the definition of an altcoin season is, in the minds of most of the people. But if we talk about the kind of rally that we had in the first two quarters of 2024, or in the last quarter of 2024, something similar to what we had soon after the elections, then I definitely think it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the next month or so, right? And you would have a decent opportunity on almost all of these altcoins. I mean, others dominance just retested a daily time frame support, which has not been retested since 2021, right? So it's a very big thing. Are you happy and fulfilled as a full-time trader? I'm not happy in terms of uh you see, this is what I was talking about. There is no sense of fulfillment when it comes to trading. You would never really be feeling that sense of fulfillment, honestly. It's hard to have a relationship as a full-time trader because every thirst feels like a breakup. The charts are your only relationship. Yeah, that's true. My wife constantly nags me for looking at charts trades. Yeah. Yeah, it happens to almost all of us. You are not alone. Is it possible to be profitable by taking the opposite trades of someone who always loses and it's not profitable? No, that's not possible. That's not. I can debate on this for hours and hours, but yeah, that's not how it works. So just because someone has a 14% win rate and you are trading against them, it wouldn't really make you profitable. At the end of the day, your own risk management is going to make you profitable. You may have, so many winning trades in a row, but if you are not managing your risk properly, you wouldn't really be able to make profits. You wouldn't really be able to become a profitable trader in the longer run. How are you spending your Eid this time? Are you going to visit your family? I'm just going to look at these charts. Uh, so yeah, on 6th of June, we have Eid. So I'm not really going to do anything else except for just looking at these charts. This is the plan for this Eid. Uh, yeah. Would you be open to trying scalp positions since the current market situation makes it very difficult to manage swing positions due to rapidly changing sentiment? Yeah, we can do that. Inherently speaking, I would say also genetically speaking, I'm not really a scalper, but yeah, I can try a few scalps. I feel much more comfortable opening swing positions. We had a few very good swing positions at the very start of May last month, but yeah, I am open to that. I think we already have a channel for that in the Discord server, and I can share a few scalps, but it's something which I feel is against my nature to have uh 5-minute or 15-minute scalping positions. I feel much more comfortable opening swing positions. This is what I have learned over the past few years, and this is what I feel the most comfortable doing. Okay, guys, I guess that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hello. I'm sorry, guys. I had to take a call. This is the almost the 20th call that I have received from O2. Once they have your number, they would just continue calling you over and over and over again. Someone in the UK had a similar kind of experience. No, I just received a call from O2. Somehow they've got my number because I ordered a SIM, and now they would just not stop calling me. It's almost the 20th or the 25th call that I have received in the past 24 hours. And I did a complaint to them. I did file a complaint, and they said that it's an automated system. Once you disconnect the call, our system would dial your number again and again and again every 3 hours or so. Yeah, cold calling, it's illegal, I believe. But yeah, I don't know why exactly they're doing that. Yep. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And yeah, I have blocked 2 or 3 numbers already, but somehow they just have a system to evade that. I am going to share a call in the Discord server. If you're not a part of the Discord server, you can join the link you can find in the description of this video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. 50 plus people watching the live stream. Only 31 of you have liked it. Please make sure to like the live stream. Do you have anything in common with the Crypto Hub Discord, or are they just stealing your Discord? No, no, no. I share my calls in the Crypto Hub Discord server as well. Okay. So, anyways, thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Uh, make sure to follow me over Twitter, 𝗟𝘅𝗻𝗏. This is my Twitter handle. I do post updates, market updates, calls over my, Twitter account as well. You can join in the Discord server. And finally, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.